As someone who likes to chat about and review technical stuff, I try to keep an open mind to all the kind of new products that come out and try not to sort of get stuck in a rut when it comes to older products that I'm used to using. Now, when Lightroom CC was released, I did a video on it and I sort of just went over my first impressions, and I think I was relatively positive. There were certain things I didn't like, and I'll go over some of those again today, so there will be a certain amount of repetition with that video. But what I also do with software is if I don't like it too much to start with, I like to go back to it in the future, see what's been improved, see what kind of has been tweaked, or maybe just, what bits have been added to it, and rethink my decision, if I made that decision, not to use it. And that's what I've done with Lightroom CC recently. I kind of thought to myself, well, I don't have a backup of my catalog and my photos. I've got probably got a backup somewhere, but I don't have any major backup. I love cloud storage as a whole. I love the whole concept of cloud storage, and I'd love to get my photos into the cloud, and Lightroom CC seems the perfect way to do it. It's available on your mobile then. You can access all your photos wherever you are potentially. So I went back and looked at it, and what I want to talk about is the things that I just don't like and that mean that I just can't get on with Lightroom CC. Firstly, well, this is quite a big one really, is restricted upload speed. The problem we have is that if you've shot kind of 400 or 500 photos and they're at 50 meg a piece, you've got a heck of a lot of data to upload. And I'm on an okay connection, but it's not that quick by some people's standards today who have got kind of fiber to their premises. But upload speed with today's connections is still a massive restriction for Lightroom CC. For any kind of professional, any kind of person who's, even just an amateur who's shooting a lot of photos in a day and wants them all available, it's just not a suitable or viable option. Now, these are the things, of course, that impact me personally. Other people will have their own things, but the files are just too big at 50 megabytes per photo. How long is it going to take me just to get my photos synced? It's crazy. And that will improve as time goes on. But right now, it's not really suitable for me. The second thing is yet another cloud storage solution. Naturally, Adobe want Lightroom CC to be part of their product, and the storage they sell is another cloud storage solution with them. I have a cloud storage provider, which I'm perfectly happy with. I use Google Drive for my cloud storage. And what I would love, and I know it's never going to happen, but what I would love is some kind of API, some kind of connection to other cloud storage providers to allow me to store all my photos here that I'm putting into Lightroom CC in with another cloud storage provider. Because right now I give Adobe £50 a month, and if I want any kind of reasonable amount of storage, so let's say 1 terabyte, that seems a fair amount to start with, I'm going to have to give them an extra £10 a month, so another £59 a month. And I don't want to pay that because I can already get as much cloud storage as I want with my current provider. But I just need to have another one, and then I have to have another thing running in the background, and it's just yet another service to add to, yet another hike in the service to add to a collection of already increasing numbers of services and payments. Export options. If we just take a look on here, there really are limited options. I can do save to, and what have we got here? Well, at the moment, what we have is JPEG and original plus settings. JPEG, well, where are the quality options? I can't even select quality options. I've done an export of stuff from here, and it does seem to export at a fairly high quality, roughly in the 90%. So on your kind of slider, roughly around the 90 region. I was trying to get it spot on. I exported this file actually, and it was just a test file that I chose, trying to get it around the same size export from Lightroom Classic, and it worked out around about between 80 and 90%. But there are no options here. There's just nothing to choose from. It's all very, very limited in this way. Functionality. Now, this is one that really bugs me, and I just started having to play around with this again, thinking, yeah, maybe I can get used to this, and it drove me insane. If I expand this out like this, I get given my options around exposure and contrast, highlights, etc. And if I go to color, this one collapses. I want to see them both at once. I want to be able to jump between the two, adjust the temperature, adjust the exposure without having to close that and not see what the temperature is set to. I want them both open at the same time. Please let me, I don't know if this is just something that I've kind of missed here and that you can be open, but as you open each of these, they open independently and you cannot open more than one at a time. That seems absolutely crazy to me that they wouldn't allow you to do that. Also, the width thing, I mentioned this in my other video, definitely I remember this. There's nothing to allow you to drag this wider, so I've got more width of, wider slider to play with. I would like this out here somewhere, so I've got a nice big wide slider to kind of work with, but you can't do that. It's all very, very fixed. Size of the thumbnails, the kind of thumbnail strip at the bottom here, I can't increase the size of this. I can't put this up at all and make this higher or make these thumbnails bigger. They're not really that big at the moment, so I've just got nothing to work with to make them bigger. Seems a bit daft. What else was there? There are no reference views at all, so where are my kind of A/B comparisons and A/B top, bottom, left, right, side by side, all those type of things? They're just not there from what I can find anyway. And again, I say, please do point these out to me if it's something that I've failed to find. No virtual copies. Now you can make a copy of a picture. I can right click on here and you can't see it on that screen because it's off my capture window, but it does further just down this menu here. It does say make a copy, but I think it's an actual copy. So it makes a copy on the server that then has to sync up. It's not a virtual copy, which in my knowledge of Lightroom doesn't actually make a copy of anything. It just makes a copy of the settings. So it displays two pictures for you, which each have their own applied develop settings, and you can't do that in here. Now I could go on, but at this point, I was started using it and I saw that all these, I can do lots of things in here. I can do all the things I want to do, and my use is not as major as some people's usage around kind of color correction and all these like massive adjustments they make to their pictures. I'm happy to have a simple solution, and I love the idea of Lightroom CC, but I don't know if I'm alone, but I just wish Adobe had not called it the same product. I wish they'd given it a separate name, because it clearly is a different product aimed at a completely different type of user. I don't know if there's any plans to change that. There may be in the future, and there may be plans to bring all the functionality into it. If there is, why did you release the product in the first place? Why not wait until that's all in there and then release it? Alternatively, if you want a product that gives kind of basic photo usage and photo functionality to kind of people who just want to store their photos somewhere and make minor changes to them, why did you call it Lightroom? Why? There's just a big confusion there now. It seems like a crazy decision. I just don't imagine the meeting that took place where someone was sat there going, yes, I think we should have this product and it's going to do this, this, this. Oh no, we don't have any of that, and any of the stuff that people really, really need to use for the kind of professional photographer or someone who's seriously into photography and has a very sort of fixed workflow around their photographs that is efficient and uses time well. I can't imagine anyone just saying, I know, we'll just give it exactly the same name and change it very slightly, because it's just daft. Anyway, there are my thoughts on why I personally will not be using Lightroom CC in the foreseeable future until major changes take place. So Adobe won't have my extra money around storage, and this is a product that I will not be looking at probably for another year or so. I'll probably go back to it and see how it's changing, keep an eye on forums, keep an eye on other videos. But other than that, it's not something that I will be using. It is fast and it is very nice in its design. It's got a much updated, nice updated look, but yeah, doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, so sorry for any repetition from that previous video that I did on first impressions. This is just my kind of latest standpoint on the product, and I'm just interested to hear your views too on whether it's a product that you like, whether it's something you want to use or do use, or whether you just kind of can think of any other massive restrictions that it has. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you soon. Bye bye.